Twine is a new way to communicate. It's actually the first of its kind, a brand new category called asynchronous meetings. But we'll get to that in a moment. Let's start with the problem and why the current tools don't solve it. Simply put, the problem is time. We don't have enough time to communicate with everyone we need to in a day, whether that's because of their schedule or ours. At the same time, we're trapped communicating all day in back-to-back meetings and in dozens of collaborative docs, chat threads, DMs, and emails, leaving little time for focused work. Let's talk tools. Right now, there's two ways to communicate. You can hold a live meeting or send some type of message. Meetings are synchronous, which means live, over video, phone, or in person, and require everyone to be available at the same time. And that's often not for days or weeks. Messages are things like chat apps, email, and document comments. And they're what we call asynchronous, which means you can send or receive them anytime. They're fast, convenient, and good for simple exchanges, but struggle with nuance and can't replace meetings. This is the problem. Modern work requires three distinct ways to communicate, and we've been stuck with just two. We need a third way, something that's expressive and effective like a live meeting, but convenient and nimble like an asynchronous message. Something that works across time zones and that doesn't get bogged down in scheduling. So what is an asynchronous meeting? To start, it's a true meeting. It's a form of video conference, like Zoom or Teams. Participants are able to directly convey their thoughts without trying to fit them into a text box or splinter them across different parts of a document. And the conversation can move freely, drilling down into a specific detail or zooming out to a macro point, not tethered to a specific tool, line of text, or pixel. But it's also truly asynchronous, and that means it can accommodate an unlimited number of participants, conflicting schedules, and time zones. But async meetings aren't just a more convenient form of meeting. They actually allow us to approach meetings in an entirely new way. Today, you attend meetings by default, even if your attendance only might be needed. And even when your attendance is needed, it's often only for a small part of the meeting. That's because if there's a moment you're needed and you're not there, the moment's gone. And you can't go back in time and get the insight or give your input. Messages have a related problem. We're oversubscribed by default so that we don't miss information trapped in a private message or channel that we're not in. With async meetings, you can protect your time by default, and you'll never miss a moment that matters or get stuck in a bunch that don't. You can just teleport time travel to that moment and join the conversation. Twine and asynchronous meetings are a brand new category. So it's natural if it doesn't quite make sense or if it's hard to picture exactly how you'd use it. But Twine is so intuitive that once you do use it, you get it. So give it a try and take your first step into the future of communication.